Hey y'all, thank you for returning. Hey to all of my floaters. If you're new here, my name is Hope and welcome. Abundance is your birthright, and that is something that you should tell yourself every time that you feeling like nothing is working out in your favor, you're not getting what it is that you've been asking for, or it's not coming fast enough. You just say it in your head or write it down and read it as much as you can. Abundance is my birthright. So I'm just gonna give y'all a few things that I think have helped me overcome my lack and scarcity mindset. So let's get into it. Hey, me and my squeaky chair is back. It's actually not squeaking right now, so I don't know what's up with that. I find it kind of interesting, maybe because I was talking shit on the last video, so now it doesn't want to squeak. But we're back with another video, really with some tidbits here and there about how I overcome, you know, my lack mindset, or my just overcoming scarcity that has been conditioned into my mind from childhood and just past experiences, and how you view things as you get older, and your relationships with people, and your relationship with money, and all of this matters when it comes to how you speak to yourself about having an abundance of things that come into your life, and how to receive that when you might not always feel like you deserve it. One of the ways in how the only way really how I overcome this lack mindset is by affirming myself that it is my birthright, meaning that because I have been born into this planet, or birth rather into this planet, that God has provided everything, or will provide everything that I need, and so that I really essentially have nothing to worry about. If you didn't watch my last video, you probably didn't catch where I talked about this study. The study was conducted where they had children from low-income neighborhoods and children from wealthy homes, and they asked both of them would rather have one cookie or two cookies later. So one cookie now or two cookies later. And the children from the low income households said that they wanted their one cookie now, while the children from the wealthier homes said that they would wait for their two cookies later. And this really was kind of an indicator that there's some type of correlation between having scarcity, or living in scarcity, where you develop, you know, a lack mindset over things where you feel like you can't wait for the abundance that is coming, so you settle for one cookie, metaphorically. So this is how I, you know, learn how to wait for my two cookies. You know, very practical things that I do. I know that there's like a lot of manifesting videos, but these are just some very like practical things how I manifest abundance, you know, and that being, you know, whether it's money, you know, love, all of that. So first, I practice gratitude. You know, that's that's something that is often overlooked. We forget to really just be in the present moment and being thankful for what it is that we have, instead of focusing on what we don't have. You know, that's the lack mindset. We focusing on the lack instead of focusing on the abundance that we have. So practicing gratitude really helps me really stay focused on abundance and being able to attract abundance, because you know what you put out is what you get in return. And so when you're putting out lack, that's why you get lack back And so I definitely like focus on gratitude, being thankful for everything that I have, being thankful for things that I don't have, being thankful that it is coming. And so yeah, being grateful, practicing gratitude goes a very, very, very long way. And being just, really thanking God, that you're not where you used to be, and thanking it for where you're going to be. So practicing gratitude is, I would say, very key in attracting the abundance. And really a kind of sort of a give and change, a give and take type of exchange. Another thing that I do is that I write down my goals. It helps with relieving some of the anxiety that I feel around getting things done. And so creating a list really puts everything into perspective for me. I can be able to see it, so there it is, and I can get it done. I can cross it off or check it off my list. And lists also provide a way to do personal audits. There's a woman by the name of Hey Fran Hey on social media. Her name is Francesca, and so she talks about how she does these personal audits. And so that's something that I do a personal audit, look back on goals and lists that I've created through journaling, and once I'm able to look at it, it's able to put things into perspective for me and realize that like I'm getting shit done. Because sometimes you can't really see it when you're in the thick of it, but when you're able to like do those personal audits, I usually do it when I need it. I don't do it, some people do them yearly. They look back over their year, see the things that they've done. Some people may do it monthly. They may do it every full moon or new moon or whatever it is that you're into. But like I really would do like these personal audits whenever I just really feel spiritually led to, or if I'm feeling a certain type of way and I'm like, hey, like I need an audit right now. And so that really helps me, and that kind of ties in with journaling. Journaling has been very, very helpful as well. Being able to just like write out the things that I want. Writing it out somehow makes it real. Even though you're able to see it, because a lot of times when I'm able to see something, that's how I know that it can come into fruition. When God gives me the vision, it's like, okay, I know this can happen. And writing it out, helps me not to forget it, because I will forget, but also to be able to do those personal audits and be like, okay, that is my confirmation that I needed, to know that God is working with me in being able to attain the things that I want. Faith without works is dead, and that's a really, really powerful scripture to me, because it really speaks to like meeting God halfway. This idea that the universe is conspiring always in our favor and never against us. And so we just really have to be able to like have that faith, and also like working towards it consciously and with intention about the things that we want. Like set these intentions. I know that there's a lot of like new age versus religion things going on when it comes to society right now. Everybody is just like pushing crystals and sage down your throat. But I will say that like although I'm not religious and I don't identify with any religious belief, there is power in ritual, and I don't also subscribe to any spirituality, and so I will say that like that ritual is in everything, whether you're spiritual, religious, or whatever. There is power in ritual, and the word seems off-putting, but essentially it's just we do rituals all the time. Your skin routine is a ritual. Your wash day on Sundays is a ritual. And so those are intentional things that we do, and that's something that you can apply to attracting things that you want. Like being intentional about everything that you do really brings power and brings like light to the things that you're trying to attract. And so, you know, being intentional about the work that you do. And I will say, like, living in a capitalist society, when you want something, you know, of course, like, we're all striving for success, and you know, and success means different things for different people. And so I will say that, listen, capitalism fosters this competitive spirit that a lot of us have, and I've come to understand that creating, like, there's competition, and instead of me focusing more on like being number one, like being the best, I focus less on that, and I focus more on just like creating whatever it is. You know, it doesn't have to be like, you know, artistic or whatever, like just creating something that will bring value to the world automatically will bring you abundance, because you are living literally in your purpose. You are creating something that will bring value to the world, and you're gonna get that in return. You know, it plays back into what you put out is what you get. And so, like, creating something, focusing on the creation, and less on the competitiveness, brings, you know, abundance into your life. Like, we can all be winners. You know, there is, you know, there doesn't have to be, you know, a number one. You know, there's space for all of us. You know, there is no such thing as an oversaturated market, you know, and all of that. Like, there is room for you and room for your purpose. So, you know, that's easier said than done. But I think it's hard for people to start the things that they want to start because they're so focused on the competitiveness in it, and they're focused on being number one and being the best and perfecting their craft. But it's just like, it's a journey. You can perfect your craft along the way, okay? Just get the shit started. Just start it. And even though I'm talking to, you know, y'all, I'm also talking to myself. Like, everything that I say, everything that I post, tweet, whatever, literally it's just me speaking to myself. I'm on a journey, a spiritual journey with myself, you know, and I choose to share it, you know, with the hopes that people will relate and things will resonate. But I'm really just on a spiritual journey with me, and I'm speaking to me with everything. So I just had to say that because I know something is going to come off as a little preachy. So yeah, like, I mean, that's, you know, those are really, you know, the things that I do that are very practical things that I do to attract abundance. And I will say, just particularly with money, like, I don't want for anything because I trust that I will be taken care of. You know, things, I mean, you could plant something, you could throw a seed, like, literally, you know, bees pollinate the earth, you know, because of bees, you know, pollinating trees and flowers, and things just sprout from seeds, and, you know, everything is just like working like organically, like ecosystem just goes, like, without, you know, us, you know, of course humans interfere and do all this other shit, but like, even before us, it shit was just it was. And that's just because it's divine. It's like the divine order. It's like natural order. So you're gonna be fine. Like, things are gonna work out, you know, things are gonna work in your favor because it's just divine. Like, it's just the natural order. Like, it's just what's gonna happen. And so I hope that makes you have some sort of solace during this time, and knowing that you won't be without, and things are gonna just push through for you because they just will. I really wanted to give y'all some things about like how I attract money specifically, but it's kind of the same notion. Like if you just take these ideas and just apply them to every other aspects of your life, like love, money, whatever, it's really all the same. Like I'm able to you know, attract money because I view money not as because I mean, money is needed, money is necessary, but it's not like everything. You know, I seek money in the way that I give money. Like I give it because I know that it's going to return to me. And of course I give with intention. So I don't want to say like just be out here spending and loaning and whatever. Like I give with intention. And so when I spend money, I always tell myself, you know, it's going to come back to me. You know, it's just that mindset of like being grateful and like practicing like gratitude, that like I'm thankful for this. You know, I hear people all the time always like, and I'm sure like people are joking when they're saying this, like when you see people like complain about paying their rent, they're like, oh damn, like it's the first of the month, oh I gotta pay my rent. But like I'll be, you know, instead of saying that, I'm like, I'm thankful that I have the money to pay my rent. Or, you know, I'm paying my rent. Always, you know, this money is going to come back to me. You know, every time I pay a bill, because I don't like paying bills either. But, you know, I give thanks for being able to pay my bill. And, you know, saying that, you know, this is going to come back to me, you know, every time that I have to spend money that I don't want to spend. So, I don't know, like, just think about, you know, your relationship when it comes to the things that are in your life. And decide, like, is this coming from a place of lack, or is this, you know, coming from a place of abundance? And I hope that, you know, this video was helpful for you. I'm running out of time. My card is about to be full, so I'm just going to end this very, very quickly. I hope that you enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe if you feel so spiritually inclined to do so. I love y'all. Peace.